Welcome back. We are continuing the process of client-side authentication. So in the last video, I made mention that we are going to implement the logout and the admin navbar. And the admin navbar is going to be like this. I'm going to show all the links on the private navbar if you log in. But if you click on a certain link, for example, dashboard, and you are not an admin, we want to tell you, hey buddy, you are not an admin. Therefore, we can what? Redirect or send us message. So we can protect some of these links from normal login users. So we are going to do that as well. Maybe not this video or upcoming one. So in this video, what we are going to focus on is the logout functionality. And next video, we are going to what is called protected component, and we are done with client-side authentication. So the logic seems pretty easy, right? So it's all about thinking. So how can we log out a user out unless we remove the user from local storage, right? And anything that we trigger here is done by an action. So when I click on this action, what shall I do? I want to trigger a function or an action to remove the user from local storage. So how can we remove that? Remove a token from local storage, and it's pretty simple. So where should we go? Definitely we should go to redux. All right, so let's go to client, SRC, redux, and slices and user slices. There we go. So we're going to create one more action to log out a user. And I can try to as a challenge, right? So we can copy one of these functions here and make some changes, right? So let's copy the login, right? Because we've done this one when you're creating an action. I don't want to waste much of your time. Start typing from scratch. Okay. So here, let's paste it here. And then let's change this one to logout action. So here the name must be unique. So user logout. So this one going to be our action type. All right. And for this logout, we are not going to send any payload, right? But let's leave it. And we are not going to send any header, and we are not going to make any HTTP requests. You see, we are not going to make any HTTP requests. So all what we are going to do is to log out a user, and the function going to be what? Just remove the user from local storage. So inside our try, let's remove this one like that, and the only change is this function. So this time around, when logging in, we are setting the user. When logging out, we do what is called remove item, and that is it. So let's move this json.parse. And we are done. That is it. That is it. Okay. So the last thing is that we want to, when you trigger this action, we want to cause a change in our state. If you trigger this action, it means that this one has removed it, and we want to update our state. And we can do that one inside the slices, right? So we can place it wherever you want. But let's place it, let's say, below after the register, right? So here, after register, let's click on that. You see we have this register here, and register action rejected. So let's add our own here, and let's call this one logout. And for this logout, what you're going to do is that we are not going to handle let's say loading. Have you ever seen that when you log out a certain application, you see, please wait, I'm logging you out? Or when you log out, oh, logout failed, something rejected. It doesn't happen often. So if you want to implement that, we can go through all the state, for example, pending state and the rejected state. But in this case, because for local storage, you always get success. So I'm not going to handle the pending and the logout. So I'm going to handle only success part of the action. So as you can guess, builder.addCase, and the case is what? Logout action logout. Did I change the name? Oh, sorry, I have to change the action name, not login. I believe you guys saw it. So logout, where is it? Where's my logout? Login here. Oh, here gonna be logout. It's okay. So let's scroll down and let's add our case as what? Logout dot fulfilled. And I want to handle this one only. And let me add my cover function with my state and my action, right? And here, when it's fulfilled, what I'm gonna do is that I want to put state.user_off, because on the user of I have the login details, and I'll say undefined. All right, and that is it. When I log out, I have this, and that's all what I need. So here, let's trigger this action inside the or let's put loading to false too here. Sorry guys. So state.user loading. Okay, let's also put this one to false. At this point it's not loading and there's no error, right? So it's okay. So where can we trigger this logout? So if you look at our application here, let's refresh it. Okay, data is not defined, line number 40 on user slices, line number 40 here. 40 here, user data is not. So here I'm not return any data here, so you remove that. Okay, so here we can trigger it on the private navbar. So let's go to private navbar. Let's go to private navbar like that, and then let's require the logout action. And I have the auto import. Beautiful. So let's look at the link that says logout. So scroll down and you see the button here, logout, right? So this private navbar, we also need use dispatch because I want to dispatch an action. So here, use dispatch. Let me try my luck. The auto import. It didn't work. Let me do it manually. So import use dispatch from React router React Redux, and in here private navbar create an instance of use dispatch. Okay, and then let's do it inline. So let's come to the button here for dispatching. Sorry, line number 49 on my code, this one, and then let's have some space here, and when a user click on this button, okay, click, right, because I don't want this action to be called automatically, I want to pass as an anonymous function like this, right? And then I call my dispatch function, and I pass in my logout, and I call it as a function like that, and that is it. So check it out. Now time for testing. When I click on logout, what do you expect? You're going to see the public navbar. Click on that, and there we go. You see, let's check our def extension too. It says that logout fulfilled, and on the state there's no data on the user of, right? That it has been cleared off. But when I click on login, you see I log out, login, logout, login, and let me try some email that doesn't exist yet. I'm gonna see error. Yes, so application is getting root. Okay, so have you seen how client-side authentication works? The last piece of the cake is that even though, for example, let's log in here as an add. Let's log in. Okay, as you can see that we have some components that we don't want to expose to all login users. For example, even if you have login, we cannot access some certain point based on our logic. Or for now, if a user is not logged in, the person can navigate to, let's say, income list or add income or profile. Right now there is no component. So in this video, to better understand what I mean called protected route in React, we are going to render a couple of components, for example, add income and expenses, and then we will implement the protected route or component, and you see how we are going to do and what I mean. So let's do that one in the next video.